Hello. Sorry that I am a little late, but it is what it is. Okay. Where did I put you guys? Here you go. Alright, let me make sure I'm in top chat. Live chat. Live chat. Hi to Scooter. Oh, to Scooter. You are there. Hi. What rhymes? Hey, hey, Margot K. That doesn't rhyme. That doesn't rhyme. Hey, hey, Margot K. You are good. Hi there. Okay. Hi, Kama Sutra. Good to see you again. So here's some things that I'm going to do, okay? There is a lot of pivotal information, hi, Kate O, in the Preston Lord police report. But what I'm finding is there's not a lot of interest in it. I thought, okay, it was the time of day, so I tried it in the afternoon, and we had no, I mean, here's what I don't understand, because there's groups all over the internet talking about this. There's news stations talking about this, but on YouTube, it's like people can't get past Summer Wells. People couldn't get past Chris Watts. People can't get past certain things. And there's just like Idaho 4 was another one that they'd rather hear fake stuff about it. And it's aggravating, to say the least. It's very aggravating. But instead of doing that, you know, because I just don't see the interest. And it's not feasible for me. Yeah, I know you'd like that, Scooter. It's not feasible for me to do something that only 6 to 10 people want to hear. So that's a shame, because that's really going to be a big case, but I think it's a really important case when you hear about what happened to this kid and how these other people tried to evade responsibility on it. And I think probably when it goes to a trial, there'll be people that'll be going, you know, forward with it, but nobody wants to hear about it now. So we'll just move on to something else. So hi, Mr. Electric, how are you? But it's a shame, because there was really a lot to unpack in that case. But anyway, let's just talk about the other things. So Brian Kohberger was, of course, I hate to even talk about, like, because people want to say, oh, Brian Kohberger, he's not going to go to trial until 2025. I don't know what you're getting so in a tizzy, and I don't mean you guys, I mean in general, okay? The people that are, like, so freaking obsessed that they'll listen to conspiracy on it, and every hearing, which is just a bunch of BS. But it's so weird. I don't know. It's so weird. I cannot figure these YouTube people out. It just really, like, I think they're like very short attention span, tunnel vision, can't get off something. The kind of people that probably put good money after bad into a car because they don't know when it's time to give it up. Put, you know, good energy after, you know, into a bad relationship. Keep going back to the same person that keeps hurting them over and over. Like, I don't know. Because why? Why are you obsessed with Brian Kohberger? Nothing's happening there. Summer Wells, all of that is just drama. That's nothing to do with Summer Wells. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I should just not let it get to me, but it does. I just want to... That police report is a real true crime. That police report is something that's happening now. That police report is something that can change the way things are done. Police report, if it was someone's kid, they would be out of their minds over that. But, I don't know. I seem to know this guy. Let's talk about Brian Kohberger. So, the judge hearing the case of Brian Kohberger kept in place an order that barred attorneys from both sides from contacting potential jurors, but just for now. He was in court on Thursday as his attorney argued that Judge John Judge should shut down her phone surveys being conducted for her motion for a change in venue without giving her adequate opportunity to respond. The judge slapped the no-contact order in place last month after prosecutors requested it, when the residents received phone calls and contacted law enforcement about them. Kohberger's attorney, Ann Taylor, objected to the order, saying that the questions were standard and based on information already out in the public, and that the order violated Kohberger's due process. Loudoun County Prosecutor Bill Thompson said the questions asked were extremely specific about the facts of the case, asking whether residents had read, seen, or heard information about things like how or when Brian Kohberger was arrested and whether a knife sheath was found at the crime scene. Thompson said the questions violated a gag order that was put in place that would bar both sides from discussing the facts of the case in public, and that the questions were baiting people who have no knowledge in the case with detailed information, some of which is completely false, the prosecutor said, and not only completely false, but false in a sense that makes Mr. Kohberger look bad. Taylor said she didn't think the questions injected information into people. So the judge decided to keep the order that bars both sides from I had to get a drink. I'm sorry. From contacting potential jurors in place until the two sides could meet to discuss the questions. There's another hearing set for April 10th. The judge will make a ruling then, is intended to. The judge said he has no issue with the survey, but he is not happy about the questions that were asked. And there's no trial date set, but okay, this is something. Ethan Crumbley's mother doesn't want to go to jail, prison. She'd like to go to a guest house at her attorney's and, serve her sentence there. Remember her attorney? Yeah. Okay. So, both parents are due to be sentenced next week. They were both convicted of involuntary manslaughter for their role in the Oxford High School shooting, which was carried out by their son, Ethan Crumbley. Prosecutors are asking for the couple to be sentenced to 10 to 15 years. Jennifer and Ethan Crumbley, James Crumbley, were criminally charged for failing to get their son mental health treatment and not securing a gun that was used in the mass shooting. And then James Crumbley purchased that gun that was used to carry out the shooting 4 days later. Now, Jennifer Crumbley wants to receive house arrest, and she says she would serve it at her attorney's guest house. That is kind of crazy. It's a slap in the face to the severity of tragedy caused by the defendant's gross negligence, said the prosecutor. Meanwhile, James Crumbley is seeking time served And the prosecutor also noted how James Crumbley was recorded in jailhouse phone calls calling the Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald an effing biatch. And allegedly he also said, "Your arse is going down and you better be effing scared." The prosecutor claimed James Crumbley's comments show a lack of remorse. They are due to be sentenced on April 9th. So there you have it. And then this is absolutely tragic, crazy, and just almost impossible to comprehend. That an Oklahoma mother will spend life in prison after shooting her children, execution style, while they slept. Judge Ronald A. White ordered Amy Leanne Hall to serve 2 life sentences in federal prison for the November 2018 murders of her son, Kaysen Tolliver, and her daughter, Chloe Tolliver. Kaysen was 18, Chloe was 16. She also received an extra 20 years for shooting her 14-year-old daughter in the head, who managed to survive the incident. Yeah, just think about that life, right? That she's surviving. She has survivor's guilt. She has all of this. She's lost her brother, her sister, and her mother. Wow, unbelievable. After shooting Kaysen, Amy opened fire on her youngest daughter, grazing her in the head and the neck area. The wounded 14-year-old managed to flee to the bathroom and convince her mother to put the gun down. The incident happened at the family's home in Muskogee County. A friend sleeping in Kaysen's room called the police at 6:30 a.m. The mother then fled the scene and led police on a high-speed chase for 4 miles that ended with her arrest. There's the mother. Hall told investigators that she shot her children to protect them from her estranged husband, who she claimed was abusive. She planned to kill all of her children, but the youngest interrupted her plans. Court records indicated that Hall and her ex were in a bitter custody battle a few years before the murders. In a petition filed in June of 2016, her former spouse pushed for custody of the children, asserting that Hall not only subjected the children to psychological abuse, but also filed baseless restraining orders against him. The FBI Oklahoma City special agent in charge, Edward J. Gray, said, and I quote, "This crime was gut-wrenching and there is no question the sentencing is just. It is absolutely heartbreaking to think that a mother could be capable of shooting her own children while they slept." In November 2022, she pled guilty to the 2 charges of murder and 1 charge of assault with intent to commit murder. According to prosecutors, if she had not accepted the plea agreement and agreed to the life sentences, state prosecutors would have assumed jurisdiction and pursued the death penalty. The horrific violence visited upon this family was unimaginable, and nothing will ever make things right, said the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Oklahoma, Christopher J. Wilson. Nevertheless, justice requires a careful consideration of all the facts, including the interests of the surviving victim, and based on these considerations, the United States recommended a life sentence be imposed in this case. So, yeah. Crazy. Now there's a missing 17-year-old, and she's missing from Dunmore Borough, which is kind of close to me. So let me see if she's been found. Let me see, because sometimes there's, well, as of 8 p.m. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We've got this. Right here. this picture. And it's Dunmore Borough Police Department that put out this press release. We are asking for the public's assistance in locating a missing 17-year-old female, Madeline Krupa. She is described as having blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'3", 100 pounds. Anyone with information is asked to dial 911 or contact 570-343-0851. Please do not leave tips as private messages on our social media accounts, as they are checked irregularly. Now, let's see what they're saying in here. Shared in New York, praying she is found safe. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, tan teddy bear pants. She has a white backpack. That's from her mother's original post. I'm not giving a lot of information here. So, if anybody's, hopefully she's found safe there. That's a shame. Okay. Okay, I guess there's a missing Georgia girl who may be in Puerto Rico. Almost looks like Janelle. There's the mother. The FBI has now, as of 6 p.m., joined the search for 7-year-old Stella Salter, last seen on Friday in Metter, Georgia. Authorities say the little girl may have been taken to Puerto Rico by her non-custodial mother, Wendy Salter. Anyone with information should call FBI's toll-free tip line at 1-800-225-5324 or Lyons Police Department, 912-526-3638. Hopefully the mother won't do anything to her. Okay, and then Sebastian Rogers still has not been located. Some are saying, like, there's a lot of conspiracy now, of course, around it, and someone saying something that his glasses were found. But the search is entering week 6 for the 16-year-old Tennessee teen. There's more questions than answers in this case. He was last seen on February 26th at his family home in Sumner County. TBI issued a Amber Alert on the afternoon of February 27th. His stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, told Nancy Grace that he was almost 4 hours away in Memphis, Tennessee, working on a construction project at St. Jude when Sebastian disappeared. Although he has not been named a suspect in Sebastian's disappearance, Chris Proudfoot said he would take a polygraph, but so far it's unclear if he did. He told me he would take a polygraph if I set it up. I set it up. I went through a lot of hoops to get it set up when convenient to him in the area where he says he's working. Then he wouldn't take it and blames the TBI. So now I found out that he's told other outlets he's taken one and passed. Do you know the truth? And that's what Nancy Grace asked Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. And Seth said he didn't know whether Chris Proudfoot had taken a polygraph, but said he volunteered to take the test himself. Rogers added that he's been searching for his son routinely, but his efforts are being sabotaged by people following and harassing him. And I quote, he said, "Someone doesn't want me to find my son. They have been there's things that have been coming in off the internet. I need to stop searching for him. I've had people following me around since day 9. 10 people have been following me around since I started getting volunteers to help. And now, let's see, he said they're going back to where we've already flyered, and they're taking the flyers down. The father also said about allegations of child abuse at the home. He said that he was unaware of a previous spanking incident that Chris Proudfoot spoke about, but he did recall that his son didn't want to return to his mother's and stepfather's home. On multiple occasions, he has stood there and told me he doesn't want to go back, and I've asked him, why don't you want to go back? But he wouldn't tell me. He'd say things like, I don't want to go back. At that point in time, I'm just like, okay, maybe it's just the freedom he gets at my house. He's a teenager, and now I'm finding out about this stuff I wish he told me. So Sebastian's described 5'5", weighing between 106 to 108 pounds, with dirty blonde hair, last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and his flashlight keychain is unaccounted for. And now I want to talk about these glasses of his. So new searches are underway by volunteers as people are just hunting for Sebastian Rogers. And glasses were found in the area, and police are working to determine whether those glasses belong to Sebastian. Initially, his mother, Katie Proudfoot, said that he was missing after finding his bed empty in the morning before school. An extensive search began with authorities using helicopters, drones, search and rescue dogs, teams on foot, boats that covered over 1,000 square miles, including a landfill across the state lines in Kentucky. And there is still no indication of foul play, as the investigation has been going on for weeks now. Let me see where you guys are. Are you there? Okay. Hi, Nora Woods. Glasses debunked, not his. Okay. That's good. I mean, it's good, right? We wouldn't want him to be without his glasses because that wouldn't mean anything good. So they're not his glasses. That's good. Anyway, let's talk about Chad Daybell. Let me get Chad Daybell on the screen here. Chad Daybell. Chad Daybell. Okay, let me go over here. So the judge seals a last-minute motion asking to delay Chad Daybell's trial. Jury selection continues. Let's see what's going on here. A motion to delay the trial of Chad Daybell was filed late Friday night, but little is known about why it was filed and what was contained in the motion. Terry Ratliff, a lawyer who practices in Mountain Home, filed the motion through the iCourt portal. Wendy Olson, an attorney hired by EastIdahoNews.com, the Post, Judge Seal's last-minute motion asking to delay Chad Daybell's trial. Jury selection continues. And that's according to East Idaho News here. Now let's see what East Idaho Owl is following this trial and streaming it. So what's going on about this? Day 4 of jury selection was underway. Let's see here. Let's go here. Now I was listening to a little bit of this, and then Judge seals the last-minute motion asking to delay. He seals it. He seals it. Let's see what he did here. Boyce instructed the attorneys not to disseminate the motion. On Tuesday, he signed an order to seal it. On March 29, 2024, a non-party presented for filing its motion to intervene to continue that in these proceedings. Boyce wrote in his order, both the state and the defense have raised concerns about the impropriety of this attempt to intervene, procedurally and substantively. Additionally, both the state and the defense have requested the court immediately seal the document, or alternately, strike it from the case. Boyce temporarily seized the motion until he's able to schedule a hearing to determine whether it will remain sealed and set the substance of the motion for hearing. So let's see what happened today. Let's go through this timeline here. Okay. 9 o'clock, Judge Boyce reads instructions to the jury and explains they cannot use Lori Vallow's verdict case in relation to this case. He talks about the defense and prosecutors being allowed to dismiss jurors for the case. If you're excused by either side, please do not be offended or feel your integrity is being questioned. Then the judge asked the jurors if they will experience a financial hardship by serving. 3 people said yes, that by raising their cards. The first man says this serving on this jury will hurt his income and family. The state moves to dismiss the man. The defense agrees, and that juror is excused. The next juror said she would be going without income for all but 1 week of the trial if picked to serve, so the state moves to dismiss her. The defense agrees, and Stephen Boyce lets her go. And the third juror is working 2 jobs and is in school full-time, and she said that doing a 10-week trial would be difficult to meet her school deadlines, so the state moves to excuse her. The defense agrees, and she was also dismissed by the judge. So that was that. And then another man raised his card and said the trial would create a hardship. He has a family trip that starts May 25th, and they have booked plane tickets and hotels. The man says if the trial ends before the trip, that's fine, but rescheduling would be very challenging. State moves to remove the juror. Pryor asks a few questions about the importance of the trip to the man's family, and then he agrees with the dismissal, and that juror is dismissed. Ow, 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 my back. What did I just do to my back? I just pulled something. My goodness. He dismisses that juror. Now, another juror raises a red card and said she is the primary provider for 2 young children who are homeschooled. She runs a 5-acre farm, and on that farm she raises chicken and sheep. And so she says that the lamb season is coming up, lambing season. She would also have to enroll her kids in public school, and childcare could be an issue. Let me see if she got herself dismissed. So she got dismissed, yeah. And there were 8 remaining jurors in the pool. Then Stephen Boyce wants to know if they have any previous knowledge of the case. I need my penetrate really bad. Where's my penetrate? Hold on a minute. Worked out with Jimmy on shoulders. My shoulders killing me. What the heck is my penetrator? Did you see my penetrate here? Oh no, I have a lot of pain right now.
Really?
Yeah, right here, down my arm here, and I could barely turn my back.
What that has to do with me?
I don't know.
That workout.
Well, I don't know, and my neck, like here.
Really?
I just want to put some penetrate on that, and I had my penetrate.
I shouldn't have done so much with you, honey. Oh my God.
Okay. Anyway, let me see now. I'll find it in a minute. I don't know where it is. Okay, so then after that, let's see about the case, and then Lindsay Blake asked questions of the jurors. She began by talking about being brutally honest and asked the jurors, do they know what it means to be brutally honest, and about the importance of landing the plane and the jury's duty in following through with the entire trial. She then tells the group graphic autopsy photos will be shown and asks if any of the jurors will have issues with seeing those photos, and none of them raised their cards. Then she brought up the cheesy eggs analogy and how she has to follow a specific recipe. She compares this to following the judge's instructions with exactness. Cheesy eggs, oh my goodness. She asked if any of the jurors are football fans, talked to them about the Kansas City Chiefs who won the Super Bowl and how everyone on the team should get a ring, even the minor players. She compares it to all parties potentially involved in a crime. They're all responsible. And she finished questioning. And then John Pryor told the jurors it's really important that they speak their minds. He says he'd have some questions that are not designed to make them think Chad is guilty. Pryor tells them if there's anything uncomfortable about what he says, they should tell him. He asked the jurors about the media. He says the media often puts things out to be sensational. It comes down to the media making money. They're hoping everyone watches what they have to say, and they're hoping there's a way for them to gain readership. And the bottom line, it's all about money. He uses a line from a country song about not everything that glitters is gold. And so they go on with that. He asked one juror to share her thoughts, and she said, you had a lot of words in there. Can you clarify? He tells the jurors that they will see graphic photos that hurt their hearts. He asked the jurors if the emotion they feel looking at the photos should immediately be taken out on Chad. He finished with his questions. Individual voir dire will not commence. First juror to be questioned is a woman. She wrote on her questionnaire that she works 3 days a week for a very small construction company. Her boss told her it shouldn't be a problem. She isn't concerned financially about serving. The juror supports the death penalty. Prosecutors and defense have very few questions for her. She passes through. She is juror number 38. The next juror takes her seat. Let's see here. Pryor asked the lady if she watched any documentaries. She said she saw the Netflix documentary and watched some of Lori Vallow's trial. The woman agrees with John Pryor that she has had a lot of media the case has had a lot of media exposure. She has had a lot of media exposure and admits that she has probably formed an impression about the case. John Pryor moves to have her removed, and the judge grants the request, and that juror is removed. So Wood questions the next juror and reminds her there's no wrong answers. The woman explains she follows missing children's stories, and once she learned that this was murder, she lost interest. She follows online local news and a few national outlets. Despite reading a few headlines about the case, she said that she can commit to not relying on anything she's read if picked as a juror. Wood finishes the questioning, and John Pryor asks some other questionings. The woman says she didn't know there was a Netflix series and doesn't watch Dateline. She doesn't watch any news but reads it. John Pryor moves to have the juror dismissed for perceived bias. Boyce overrules the request, and now he's asking her about her views on the death penalty. She supported the death penalty, but not in every case where a murder's been committed. State has no questions, neither does John Pryor, and she moves on ahead. She's picked. You're in. Juror number 39. Okay. Next juror walks in. This juror knows a little bit about the case, knows about the missing kids and their deaths. The woman says she doesn't watch news, documentaries, anything, and she hasn't read anything about the case online. John Pryor has no questions. Now the death penalty comes up. She supports it. If the evidence dictates the death is appropriate, she would follow the evidence, facts, and the court's instructions. The state and John Pryor have no questions, and so she advances through. She's number 40. Another juror walks in. No questions about hardship or bias. Straight to the death penalty questions. This man supports the death penalty, but only when a certain situation comes up, not in all cases. Prosecutors say, okay. Pryor has no questions, and he advances to number 41. And this is all being done by 11:15 a.m. The next juror said that he has not followed the case, recalls seeing some things on the local news a few years ago. Only thing that he can think of regarding that. Wood asks a few questions. John Pryor has no questions, and then the judge starts asking some questions about the death penalty. And he advances, and he's number 42. Another juror is brought in. She has no questions. Pryor has no questions, and the prosecution, I'll find it in a minute. Prosecution has no questions, and then Stephen Boyce is on to the death penalty questions, and she ends up moving on. So they've got their 43rd. One more juror will be questioned, and the next juror takes the seat. The man says he was aware of the case, but he thought it was over. He says he knows that some people went to Hawaii, but he doesn't know much more than that. John Pryor had some questions for the man and moves to dismiss him based on bias. The state follows up, and they asked if the man has formed an opinion. He says an egregious crime occurred. He says he didn't even know the names of the people involved and would be able to be fair. And so Stephen Boyce overruled the motion and starts to talk about the death penalty. The juror supports the death penalty in the appropriate context. He says he can follow facts, law, and instructions. He does not favor for the death penalty in every case. And this juror advances. So they had a productive day advancing jurors, right? So that continued like that, and there was another juror that had a family reunion and was excused. Let's see. Okay. So what we got? Prosecutors have no questions for the jury. He moves forward. Okay, so they have number 45 by 3:45 in the afternoon today, right? And court was adjourned until tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. The jury pool of 8 is passed for cause. Boyce told them to avoid coverage of the case and not to investigate it. So they got up to 52 by 5:15. And that's what happened there. So no testimony yet. Tomorrow is Friday. So, yeah. That's all that. So there's nothing really much happening with Daybell except for that stuff. But apparently, I don't know. That's more important than a police report. Anywho's. Okay, hi Debbie L. Who came in here while I was out. Oopsie. Wait, just hang on for 1 minute. I just accidentally did something here.
I'm a little late.
Hold on. But, okay, I don't know. I had it. I'll find it. I don't know. I had it over here, and then I think I put it in my desk or something. I don't know. I'm constantly losing it. Maybe I didn't. It's okay.
You should take some ibuprofen. I'm sorry that I made you do so much work. I had her working out with me tonight, and we worked her shoulders, and now it's bothering her, and I kind of pushed her a little bit too far.
Oh, I don't know if it might not even be from that. I don't know.
I think it is. It's kind of odd stuff what we were doing. Anyway, I'll let you guys continue on there. Let me find out.
I don't know.
You
Just
take some ibuprofen.
yeah. Just maybe I don't know. Okay. All right, guys. So where was I? So hi Debbie L. Hi Margot, Sassy Darcy, Mr. Electric, DB. How are you, Billy Boy Blue? Nora said I wouldn't be. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be in that jury either, and certainly wouldn't want to spend. I need another seltzer can like this.
I'll get you some.
Wouldn't want to spend 9 weeks or 10 weeks or even 8 weeks of my life on that, or these people. And I mean, I know that's the way our justice system works, but they're guilty as anything, and I would never be able to be impartial there. I mean, such a waste of time here.
I would think you're opening a beer.
Yeah, opening up beer. That's me.
Wish I knew you stuff. But
Yeah,
I don't want to interrupt your show.
Yeah, I don't know. So,
I should have took it easy on you, honey.
yeah, it's okay.
So, folks, we did a pretty tough shoulder workout that actually will humble some people. And I think I pushed her. I said, come on, give me one more. Come on, let's go. Give me one more. And maybe I asked her to give me too many.
It's fine.
Okay.
Should I put it over here? Okay, so anyway, so tell me why now, okay, that we've like this is it. What don't worry about it. It's okay because
If I threw it in the garbage.
okay.
If I fell in and we threw it away.
Well, let me take. Maybe I'll do a poll. I've got to get on my other side of this.
What are you gonna do?
No, I've just got to get on my thing again because.
All right, you're gonna do
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to take a poll because I don't understand something. Okay. All right, let me get back in here. All right, live chat.
Get a water supply and show you, honey.
All right, I will. Live chat. Okay, so started poll. It's back to November 24th. I don't know why this does this. Because I'm on November 24th. That's probably half the reason. Because it looks like a past broadcast. It's crazy. I don't know what is wrong with that Streamlabs. You know that?
What?
My live streams say November 24th, 2023. That's probably why they're not posted out there, because they look like they're past live streams. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it does that.
Tomorrow, right, huh? Fix that puppy.
Yeah, there's nothing to
Find
fix.
out what it is.
I don't know what that is about. See if I can fix it now. It's freaking not November 24th. It's, how would that even,
Remember it did it one time before?
no, it does it all the time. And there's no way to fix it. It's ridiculous. Now, I've done that. I've shut it all down. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it, what the hell it does that for. November 24th. Okay. Anyway, so why? Okay. There you go. I don't know. I'm trying really hard to understand why you're not interested. I don't even know why this is not going. Why is this not going? Now I can't even get the poll to go. More context. Where? What? Oh, okay. Let's see. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so where's that poll? I am just not interested. I am interested. So 54% say I'm just not interested, and 6% say I'm interested. Interesting. Okay, so would you rather talk about conspiracy with Brian Kohberger case? Do you want to go there? I don't know. I'm really. You'd rather talk about fake stuff? I don't know. I tend to go with facts, but if you want to talk with fake stuff, we will.
What kind of stuff, honey?
Fake stuff.
Huh?
What? What's the matter? Well, I want to talk about conspiracy. I'm not going to talk about something that now someone's not interested in.
Well, I mean, okay.
I'm just wondering. I'm really.
Find out what if people want
But
to
that's
talk
what I'm
about,
trying to
talk about
find out.
it. Okay, that's it. No.
I have a poll. I want to find out.
Okay. You know, if people want to watch what they want to watch. That's it.
That's
So,
correct. And if they want to talk about conspiracy, I want to know.
Find out what, try to find out what it is. You know.
I'm not sure I can
Try to
hear
cater
all that occurred to the children in Chad's backyard again. Yeah, but that's Chad. Hi, Utter. I think it's really important. It needs to be heard. Yeah, it really does, but the cruelty, yeah. I don't know, I'm just a little bit at a loss for this. So I don't know. Because there's message boards and groups all about this case. And I'm just wondering why it's just not, I don't know.
And it could be like you said, though, remember?
What?
About the date and stuff.
The what?
It also could be, one other thing could be, problem is that thing, the date on your shirt thing, you know?
The date on my show, yeah, but
You know what I mean? It's like,
the poll you're looking at says 61% interested. Yeah.
so maybe you gotta scout around, like jump around a little bit. You get the information, condense it a little, and jump to something else. Try to find, the most important stuff. And you know.
Hi, Jane Grill.
Have a little list.
You lost power in New Hampshire? Yeah, it was bad weather. For sure.
Yeah, it's up there now. It's up north, I believe. Right now, it's gonna stay up there a little bit.
We had snow this morning.
Yeah, we got snow. It's cold right now for us.
Ridiculous.
It's chill.
31 degrees now. Stupid.
I've got 30 degrees.
What?
It says 30 on my watch. This thing right here. The heck is this?
Hi, Jen. Mr. Electric may be able to help. Oh, I don't think so. He's a diver. I don't know why he's called Mr. Electric. I don't know. Why do you have to have the name Mr. Electric? Okay, so, all right. What do we do now? We used to have a lot of people call in about a case. I don't know if anybody wants to call in and talk about a case. I don't know, it's a little upsetting because I thought, wow, we get this 1,100 and, I don't know, 62-page police report. I don't know, I thought, to me it's pretty gripping to see, like, what's going to happen and how these parents are going to say and what the Snapchat conversation is going to tell us and all of that, but it just, I don't know, it just is not... And I don't know. So just go over another case that we've been over verbatim. Want to go over the Chris Watts case again? I don't know. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I don't know anymore. You want to go over Summer Wells? We'll go over Summer Wells. Let's start Summer Wells again. We'll go from the beginning in the timeline. I don't know. Tell me. I'm really lost. I don't understand. I mean, I see people say they're into true crime, but it's really they're stuck on Summer Wells, or they're stuck on a case like Idaho 4 that has nothing going on. Just go with what you think. But yeah, or I think that I would do the police report, but I can't do it. Yeah, I don't want Summer Wells either coming, but I don't understand. We already did headlines, Utter. We've already done the headlines. I don't know. I mean, this channel was built on content that goes through discovery, goes through police reports. That's what I love to do. But this is a current case, though, right? You're interested in the case. Nobody else is talking about it. I understand that, and I think it's horrible that nobody is talking about Preston. I think maybe trolls might have voted not interested. Johnny Cuddy says, "Hi, Carolyn. I find this case very sad but interesting. After listening to your live the other night, I looked it up." Thank you, John Cuddy. I appreciate that, because it's like, it's fine if there's going to be like interest and discussion, but when I feel like I'm just reading to myself, that's, you know, because this is really, he is the same age as one of my sons. It's just so unsettling that how he was just killed like that, you know, and by these people that are like, feel so entitled, and parents, you know. Okay, so you haven't heard about this case. Let's see, maybe we'll break through, have a breakthrough tonight. We'll try it again. What else have we got to lose? So let me show you. I'll give you a little synopsis if you're not familiar with the case, okay? And then we'll go, and I have the police report, but let me put his picture up so you understand that a 16-year-old boy was killed just completely senselessly in Arizona. And it's so much bigger than you thought, because there's something called the Gilbert Goons, which is a so-called kind of a gang, but not really a gang, but it's of entitled, privileged teenagers, some of them whose parents helped them escape, well, almost escape prosecution. Now, it all started at a Halloween party on the 28th of October. This Halloween party got out of control because somebody shared this invitation on Snapchat. They said there was going to be alcohol at the party. There was going to be drugs at the party. There was going to be all this stuff. These parents were home. Did you hear those parents got charged today? Now, that's another thing. I believe it was today. Let me see, 2 days ago. Okay, here it is. The Arizona parents, well, let me see, they got charged? And the parents that had the party too, I think they got also charged. The millionaire parents of one teen gang member, now they call the Gilbert Goons a gang, they just liked going to parties and messing with people and beating the crap out of them. And this poor kid, 16 years old, an honor student, played like 3 sports, everything going for him, was beaten to death. No brain activity. It was horrendous. And let's see, they helped cover his death, but I think the parents in the these are the, let's see if this will open here. And it was all over stupidity, like a fight, but then they were saying, oh no, these are the Gilbert Goons, they do this. And then they found out, one, his father ended up being arrested, and that was the millionaire one, okay? And the other brother for other things that they did. It's just disgusting. But this is the boy that was killed, murdered, 16 years old. And there's 7 suspects that are charged with first-degree murder and kidnapping. And his parents say that the arrests represent a step towards accountability and justice for our son, Preston. But there was so much cover-up, and the family of the student charged in the beating death they're accused of covering it up and sending him to another house in order for his hands to heal. So Talon Renner, 17, is one of the 7 accused charged in the death of Preston Lord. In the documents, it is reported that Talon Renner was allegedly helped by his family, who moved him out of town following the attack. The allegations are made in a report by the ex-girlfriend of Travis Renner, and that we read that today. We started to read that, the ex-girlfriend of Travis Renner, Talon's father. This statement alleged that Renner attempted to cover up his son's involvement in the crime by moving him to the family's $850,000 cabin 3 hours away and advising him to let his hands heal before returning home. And then Ashley Reynolds, a former employee of Travis Renner, Talon Renner's father, also made claims about the cover-up. Previously released video surveillance footage allegedly caught Renner bragging about getting away with Preston Lord's murder and boasting that the 16-year-old had to have a closed casket funeral due to the severity of the beating that killed him. She told police Renner was quickly moved out of town to the family's cabin, where she alleged his father told him to stay until his hands healed, and she described the 17-year-old as a fighter and an angry kid who holds in a lot of aggression. We also found out that he uses testosterone, right? So there's a lot of this in there, and I just think I'd like to go through this, and we've gone through, just the start of them. Now maybe we should listen to some of the, the 911 calls. Let me see here, hang on a minute. Okay. Okay. There's something else going on. Let me see here. Hold on, we've got something going on here. What is this? Okay, so the family of Preston Lord the family of Renner, he's accused of the cover-up. Exactly. They're accused of a cover-up. And so you've got his ex-girlfriend, Travis Renner's ex-girlfriend, and Travis Renner's a business associate, an employee, let me see, that has come out and talked about the cover-up. and that's coming out, and people are reading and hearing all about it. So it's getting out there. I mean, and just what these kids said, about the closed casket, about how I killed this kid, and then there's going to be more about how they wanted to do more of that. So let me see here. I want to get to something in here. To one thing right here. Okay. All right, let me just go here and get these, see if there's calls are here. Okay, so the 911 calls that were The 911 calls are mostly from residents warning that the house party was out of control and hundreds of kids were wandering the neighborhood, vomiting in bushes, hopping walls, cutting through yards, and blocking streets with cars. One call proved to be prophetic. "Something bad is going to happen," a woman told the 911 dispatcher. Neighbors beseeched police to get there as fast as they could. They said cars from the party were completely blocking streets. One woman complained that teens were banging on her car and swearing as she tried to leave the neighborhood to get to the hospital. A second party in a nearby neighborhood adjacent to the ALA Queen Academy, Queen Creek, prompted calls to the police around the same time. Neighbors there had similar complaints. "Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get killed," a woman said to the dispatcher. They estimated 250 kids were spilling out of the second house party. In another call a few minutes later, a woman, possibly the same caller, names and addresses were redacted, talks to police as she yelled at the partygoers to stay away from her house. She yelled at a dispatcher who insisted officers were in the area. And she said, "I've not seen one Queen Creek PD anywhere in our neighborhood. There's no cops here unless the cops are hidden in the bushes." Preston Lord was a popular student at Combs High School in the nearby Santan Valley. He served on the student council. He played basketball, football, and golf. He was an honor student. He was among hundreds of teenagers who descended on the Halloween party after word of the gathering spread via social media. At about 9 p.m. on October 28th, police responded to the area of 194th Street and Via del Oro in Queen Creek for a juvenile disturbance. When police arrived, they found multiple teenagers walking up and down the street. Queen Creek Police Chief Randy Bryce said officers did not notice any illegal activity. Officers left and they were sent to a high priority call about a crime in progress somewhere else. At 9:49, so 49 minutes later, police received a 911 call about an assault in the same neighborhood a few houses from the earlier call. And when they arrived, they found Preston Lord lying in the roadway. Well, that's not true. He wasn't lying in the roadway when they arrived. They had moved him over. On December 28th, the 2-month anniversary of Preston Lord's beating, the Queen Creek police referred charges against 7 people to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for prosecution. A grand jury indicted Treston Billy, age 18, William Owen Hines, age 18, Jacob Meisner, age 17, Talon Renner, age 17. Taylor Sherman, age 19. Dominic Turner, age 20. Talon Vigil, age 17. And then Renner, Vigil, and Meisner were to be charged as adults. Billy, Meisner, and Turner are also charged with aggravated robbery in connection with a necklace the authorities say was taken from the neck of Preston Lord's friend as the attack unfolded. 2 of the 7 charged in Preston Lord's murder, Hines and Meisner, face separate charges related to goon assaults going back to, that's the Gilbert Goons, that group there, going back to 2022. Okay, and Preston Lord was one of at least 4 people that was assaulted that night. His friend had his necklace snatched away, ripped right off his neck, and then he was struck. Another teen sustained a broken wrist. Turner was punched and lost consciousness. A large group of up to 15 boys were believed to have been involved in the various assaults that night. The assaults followed someone recording a verbal argument in the party's house backyard. People in Preston Lord's group observed the argument. Someone recorded and shared the argument on social media, and Tristan Billy demanded that the person delete the video. Preston Lord's group left the backyard, but police say their presence at the argument may have caused them to be followed by these attackers. Then Preston's friend had a necklace snatched from his neck by Turner. Meisner punched the friend whose necklace was taken. Preston and his friends were chased, and then Preston Lord was attacked, fell to the ground, and once he was on the ground, he was repeatedly struck by his attackers. Preston was left lying on the street, and some of his attackers were seen by the witnesses as fleeing the area. People lifeguards had started CPR. They moved Preston Lord to this side, out of the roadway, and they performed CPR until the paramedics arrived, but ultimately he didn't have any brain activity. He was beaten so severely. So that's why, this is a really important case, because it's going on now. This is something that's here and now, and there was a cover-up, and there was so much stuff going on here, and these kids are this is not something that just happened one time, as you're going to hear, and that's what I think it's going to really make it so that you're like, wait a minute, this just can't be, and really feel for, of course, it's disgusting for this family, but then to have this, oh my gosh. Just outrageous. So let me get to this. Okay, so this is where we were. This is page 414 of 1162. And this is by Richard Lyons, who said that on 11/22 of 2023 at 10:21 hours, Maricopa County Superior Honorable Joshua Boyle granted and signed another search warrant here for the Snapchat records. The search warrant was served to Snapchat. A return was also created on 11/22, signed by the Maricopa Superior Honorable Cindy Nanetti. A return was created to satisfy the law requirement of returning the search warrant within 3 days of execution. However, Snapchat may take weeks to generate a response. Copy of the search warrant and return have all been attached. So here we have author Jack DeMuth. On November 2nd, I was operating as a patrol unit during my normal shift when I received a notification of a SWAT call out. I was then briefed and advised that a search warrant had been obtained. I was assigned as an operator for the service of the warrant and operated a SWAT capacity for the remainder of the incident. I responded to the Lark address in an armored van and was assigned as hands for the subjects who exited the residence. The residents were contacted via telephone. They willingly exited the residence. I performed a pat-down of the 4 residents, and they were instructed to move back to where the detectives were staged. I then moved up to the residence with the rest of the team. Hi, little lady. Hi, Marianne. I assisted in the search of the residence and then stood by inside the residence. Detectives came to the residence with one of the residents and moved pets from the backyard into a bathroom, and then I cleared the backyard with the other members of the SAU team. Detectives relieved me from standing by in the residence, and I left the area. I responded to the SAU call-out on 11/6. One of the addresses being this one. I was assigned to pre-warrant service surveillance with Officer Valenzuela. Officer Valenzuela and I conducted some surveillance of the residence for several hours. Okay, so they did the search warrant. There was a SWAT every time they came in an armored vehicle, and they responded in the armored van, and that was what they were doing. And then we have Brenton Shipman. I was going to say that on November 9th. They contacted a person of interest identified as someone who attends ALA Academy. Okay, this is one of the kids. The interview was part of an identifying a person of interest, and the lead, the investigative lead, the person goes by Dom or D Money. This is Dominic D Money, right? Upon arrival, I contacted Kenny Thorley, who is the dean of students at the school, and I requested to speak with Dominic D. Money and explained to Kenny that someone was not a suspect. I was only following up on a lead. And this is the interview. The following is the summary of the interview with D. Money that occurred at approximately 11:19 hours and should not be misinterpreted as verbatim. Special note, that person was not a suspect. He was not read Miranda rights, and if he would have been a positive ID for an individual in question, D. Money, he would have been interviewed as a witness only. The person identified his biological mother as Tatiana Willis, who he resides with. He's employed at Cookie Company, Guadalupe Road in Tempe, Arizona. He was not at the party where the incident occurred involving the victim, Preston Lord, and said he worked at Cookie Company till 1800 hours that day. The person identified his friends and peer group who he knowingly associates with, and none mentioned they have any affiliation with this case presently. This student consented to photographs which were uploaded to evidence.com. I used the photographs for a comparison with the pictures provided. Okay, so they're trying to see if this is D Money, of an individual who goes by the name of Dom and D Money, and I'm confident in the investigation that this is not so this is not D Money. They thought this was D Money. They went to the school, and this officer is confident that this person is not D Money, not Dominic. Okay, so they provided all the information and did not think it was D Money. Conclusion: this student did not attend Halloween parties. He has never attended a Halloween party or any type of a gathering in Queen Creek, Gilbert, or Chandler. There's no further reason to follow up with this student after this report. Okay, there's nothing that connects him to D Money, so he's not D Money. Then this is Richard Lyons. Let's see, he has a search warrant to acquire iCloud records for William Owen Hines. Well, he's one of the ones charged. Talon Renner, he's one of the ones charged. Taylor Sherman, another one that's charged. Jacob Meisner, Treston Billy. The search warrant was served to Apple on 11/22/2023. Okay, this is Richard Lyons again, and now he is going to interview. The interview was conducted on 11/1 as a summary of his statements, not verbatim. That this person is a senior at Hamilton High School, and following a follow-up interview, he stated he did not see the assault on Preston Lord. The witness stated he attended a house party in Chandler during the evening hours of 10/27. When he arrived, he saw approximately 20 to 30 people in attendance. Outside the party, he observed a group of male juveniles known as the Gilbert Goons standing in the front yard. As He approached, he asked what the group was up to, and they said they were looking to get into a fight. The witness said he had no desire to fight, so he walked inside where the party was happening. A few minutes later, the same group of boys he saw outside came up to him. And one of them, who was wearing brass knuckles, put their arm around him and asked if he wanted to run ones with any of their friends. Knowing he was outmatched, the witness declined to get involved. The witness stated no altercation occurred that night. 10:28 the following night. This witness got off work at about 21:30 hours, and after work, this witness attended a Halloween party that was held at another residence. He stated that he arrived with two of his friends at approximately 21:45 to 2200 hours. And he stated he never received a personal invite, but he saw an open invite on Snapchat with the address listed. And they drove there in a white Hyundai. Upon arrival, they parked their vehicle on Via del Rancho, just east of 194th Street. As they walked up to the house, they noticed the same group of boys hanging outside in the front yard, wearing the same costumes as before. Again, one of them was seen with brass knuckles, and although he did not see any, he stated that they were known to go around with guns. Gilbert Goons. The witness named the following people in the group: Owen Hines, Talon Renner, then you've got two that are redacted, and an unknown black male. The witness claimed most of the students go to Perry High School based on the information he had seen previously about the group on social media. Costumes. Owen was described wearing a black-brown, older-style spy costume, and he held the brass knuckles. Talon had a purple top hat with a feather and a purple long coat. Another one was wearing a black and white prison outfit and had long curly hair. Another wore a blue suit jacket, black pants, and a black hat. The unknown black male wore all black, a black hoodie, black pants, and a white face mask. The witness stated he dressed up as a mixed martial artist, Sean O'Malley, with a top hat and a black wig, a black hoodie, and a red Coca-Cola box on the front, black pants, gold glasses, and a gold chain. Someone wore a construction vest, and Lincoln wore a banana hat with a Happy Gilmore jersey. Leaving the party, the witness stated that when they were kicked out of the party, he and his friends walked north on 194th towards their vehicle, and the Gilbert Goons left in another direction, but could have followed behind them, but he did not see for sure. As the witness approached the vehicle, which was parked on Via del Rancho, he was about to get in when he heard a lot of commotion from behind him, and people were screaming. He said he looked back and saw approximately 7 kids punching and kicking a boy on the ground. He said he didn't know it at the time, but later learned that the person on the ground was Preston Lord. The witness partially described 4 of the kids that were kicking Preston. One boy was wearing a white shirt. A black male was wearing all black with a white face mask. He stated he knew he was black because he saw his hands. He saw a Native or Mexican male wearing a white shirt and longer hair. The 4th person was who he believed to be Talon Renner because he recalled seeing the person wearing a purple jacket just like the one Talon was wearing from earlier. The witness stated he didn't see anyone else that night wearing a purple coat. This concludes the initial interview. Okay, and then the witness began by stating he heard about the Queen Creek Halloween party from a post on Snapchat. He stated the post included an address, but he did not know who created the invite. The witness said he arrived at the party with his friend, who was driving a white Hyundai passenger car. The witness stated to get to the party, they traveled east on Chandler Heights Road, and they turned north on Sossaman Road, and then in the neighborhood from Sossaman, that is consistent with the house party that was located at that address. The witness stated they arrived at approximately 21:30 hours. They parked their vehicle on Via del Oro, just east of 194th Street. He said they began walking to the house, and when they saw police cars driving down the street and a crowd of people running around, The witness said they decided not to go to the party after all, and they returned to their vehicle and left the area. The witness assured me that the only person he arrived with and left with was someone. The witness stated that he never saw an altercation while they were there and later heard that someone was attacked and killed based on information he saw on social media. He stated the only information he knew about the incident was what was publicly posted online. The witness described himself wearing a black collared shirt with charcoal gray pants and black and gray Vans. The witness was described as wearing a construction worker shirt and a t-shirt underneath. Then the interview was conducted on the phone, stated he never saw the fight or any evidence of an altercation. Okay, so here we have this. A witness stated some of his friends mentioned a Halloween party in Queen Creek, but he was unable to tell me exactly where in Queen Creek because he was not familiar with the area. He stated he drove his vehicle, a white Hyundai Sonata, with two of his friends. Upon arrival, he said they drove by the house and they saw police cars arriving to the area. Due to police presence, they chose not to go to the party and instead they just left the area. The witness stated he never saw evidence of an altercation driving into the neighborhood and had no knowledge of who might be involved in the death of Preston Lord. Shortly after my phone call with the witness, I received a call back from the witness stating he wished to correct some of the information he provided the first time. The witness informed me that prior to speaking with me, he was first contacted by someone who asked someone to tell investigators that he drove with them to the party. Oh, wow. This witness said he was not entirely sure why this person wanted him to say that, only that he was told the person had already spoken to investigators and mentioned that he drove with them and apologized for not being truthful and corrected his statement by telling me that this person was never with him in his vehicle. Aha. Right? Okay. Follow-up interview here. I returned to Hamilton High School to speak with someone else here, another witness. During my interview with him, he admitted to me that he lied in his first interview with me when he told me he drove with these other two people. The person said he lied about who he drove with because he thought by showing he was with other people, they would perhaps corroborate his story of who was involved and we would have a better chance of holding those responsible accountable. Oh, wow, isn't that a great excuse? I explained to this person that providing a false statement to law enforcement was a crime and that his misinformation can negatively impact the investigation. I encouraged this person to be truthful with me about what happened and not provide me with information he knows to be false. This person then explained to me that he drove to the party by himself in his father's gold Toyota Tacoma. He arrived at approximately 21:45 hours and he parked on 194th Street, just south of Via del Palo. As he walked to the party, he briefly saw two people walking around outside in front of the house, but he never saw them go in. As mentioned in the original statement, he said he saw members of the Gilbert Goons in front of the house. The person claimed one of the individuals standing with the group was Talon Renner, who he described wearing a long purple or blue coat. He said he recognized Talon from a party he attended on the 27th, where he was seen in the same costume. Also, someone's friend and another who attended the Queen Creek party on the 28th knows Talon Renner and confirmed the person in the purple blue jacket was Renner. The witness said he walked to the RV garage location where the party was going on, but he remained outside the garage and remained at the party for approximately 20 minutes before everyone began leaving. Initially, this witness claimed to have seen a fight and describes persons he saw attacking another boy, but the witness now confirmed that he never saw an altercation or anyone beating up another kid. This concluded my contact with this witness. For further information regarding his interview, refer to my accident recording. Okay, great. Now we have Joanna Iribe. Based on the information of this the investigation has revealed it was determined to serve a search warrant at Preston Billy's residence. So they drafted it, they got it, the below items were requested: a white pinstripe suit, a red tie, a red handkerchief, a golden colored chain with a large golden colored pendant, a dark or black colored dress shoes, Preston's Verizon cell phone, and imitation gold in color rope chain. Based on the severity of the crime I was investigating, the assistance of the SWAT team was requested. So they went in there like that. On 11/2/2023, the SWAT command informed him that the team was in place. I made a telephone call to Christopher Billy, Preston's father. I explained to him, we're executing a search warrant at your residence at the moment. I explained we wanted to complete the search warrant peacefully and asked them to follow directions provided. I concluded my telephone conversation with Christopher, and once Christopher and his family exited the residence, I met with them just north of the residence on South Red Rock Street. Once QCPD SAUs cleared the residence, I met with Christopher Billy, Preston's mother, and Preston's younger brother as described above. I read him and provided a copy of the search warrant. I also requested Preston Billy to provide me his cell phone, which was on his person at the time of the warrant. It was a blue iPhone with a cracked screen and a clear case, and it was seized. Detective Dana Uribe assisted with taking entry photographs at about 1826 hours as our crime scene and evidence specialists were still en route. CSES Thurmond arrived on scene to assist. See her supplement. Okay, during the search, the following items were located: the white suit jacket with pinstripes and seized, the white suit pants with pinstripes, the black dress shoes seized, and golden colored chain with large gold in color pendant. It should be noted, in Preston's room, a set of brass knuckles were found inside a backpack. A watch resembling the one Preston had on the night of the incident was observed on a TV console. However, it was not seized. Christopher Billy's master bedroom closet, there were 2 red ties that were seized there. At about 2018 hours, I informed Christopher Billy and Preston Billy what was seized from the residence. I provided them with an emailed copy of the property report. All items seized were transported and impounded by CSES Thurmond. Okay, I can't believe they didn't take the brass knuckles. Really? Wow. Okay, so this is Joanna Uribe. Again, there's another search warrant. It should be noted the return had a typographical error. Let's see here. During the investigation, it was found that multiple people were coming forward, expressing fear of coming forward. Some of the fears expressed were directly related to the Renner family, and other fears expressly were for the safety of the juveniles coming forward with information from this group. At this point in the investigation, I had no tangible physical evidence to support the information regarding the Gilbert goons and if they were involved. Okay, here's the Snapchat records for someone, Talon, and someone else. Let's see here. There's Snapchat videos of what is believed to be the bed of the truck. There's Snapchat videos from someone believed to be taken in the inside of the garage. There's a video believed to be taken in the backyard of that house. In the video, the back and the front can be seen. There's a Snapchat video of someone and someone verbal. In the video, Preston is seen as well as a white male believed to be Talon Vigil. There's Snapchat video taken by 2 people of the incident, by someone of the incident. Okay. There's Snapchat video taken again by someone of the incident. Multiple snaps related to Preston. Multiple snaps related to SC conversation. Conversation between 2 people. And then here's some of the conversation. Yeah, I know. I was there. Highland kids? Yeah. F, bro. Why do you care? Just asking. I don't. Everyone's coming to me about it. Like I just got texts from people I haven't texted in months. I hit a kid, and this kid fell, hit his head, and then they kicked his head in the ground, and then I got word he died, so I don't know. IDFK, dude. I'm too drunk. text me tomorrow, please. Then there's multiple conversations, it says. Then there's some more here. Asks, WTF did you do? I got told you killed that kid. Yes, someone said it was you and Talon. It was not us. Okay, let's see. It should be noted during Snapchat conversations, he states he was not at the second party. He also states his account was hacked when he was confronted. Okay. Let's see. Someone dated Talon Renner for a short period, which ended back in late September 2023, around the time of homecoming. That person reported seeing Talon at the party known as the ALA party, described him wearing a longer black dress jacket, black pants, and dress shoes. She spoke to him for a few minutes. That person didn't go to the party and wasn't able to provide any information for who Talon was with him. Let's see. Also said Talon told her in the conversation that he had drove back by there. He said he heard people crying, saying, he's gone, he's gone. Someone stopped talking to him. He provided the Queens Creek Police Department detectives with her Snapchat username, Talon's username, and police number. Talon Vigil's Snapchat username. Okay. Now this is information from Leo Odell and someone else. His son told him he was at the party. This is Leo Odell. His son said he saw a kid hit, the kid who died, in the back of his head. His son told him the kid went down and he freaked out and ran away. His son told him that he went to another party and got someone to take him home. His son told him he came back to their neighborhood and one of the kids in the neighborhood was a kid who kicked the kid while he was down. His son had been keeping the secret and had a breakdown, and he told his son he needed to tell someone. The following is a summary of my conversation with this person. This witness said his friend said, we're going to a party to meet up with girls, said he didn't have a costume and he was told just to wear a suit. He said they were going for a Tony Soprano look. This witness said they went to Goodwill to look for a costume. This witness provided a list of the following names with descriptions as being at the residence before and or after the party. So then descriptions and names. Someone wore a dark long sleeve, dark blue vest, dark blue pants, and a black fedora. Someone wore a black suit. Someone wore a black suit with vertical stripes and a red handkerchief. Someone wore a navy blue with white suit. Mason Jostin, couldn't recall what he wore. Treston Billy had a white suit with black vertical stripes, a red tie, and a red flower. Talon Renner had a blue suit, white undershirt, and black pants, middle part of the undercut style to his ears hairstyle. Then there was a suit on someone else, an old suit on someone else. That Dom, a.k.a. D-Money, wore a black top hat, black pants, and a ski mask with a hood. He used a shiesty ski mask. Jacob Meisner was not in his suit. He had a weird purple top hat with a yellow feather and a purple coat. See, now Jacob Meisner is described as wearing the purple coat. Someone else said Talon Renner was wearing the purple. You see the difference here? And a purple coat down to his knees. Vehicles. Initially, the witness was in a white BMW with Gage Garrison. He does leave the party in some vehicle. He gets home by a certain time. Mason Jostin drove his gray Nissan Frontier with someone and possibly someone else. Someone else drove his parents' white BMW with Treston and another person at one point. He did not know what vehicles Talon Renner was in. The ALA party. They started off at a friend's house. Some girls showed up at the house, and the intention was for the girls to meet them at the party. The witness described the first party as not the incident location, but the party that was close to the incident location. This first party is believed to be the ALA party. The witness stated that he left to the first party with Gage Garrison, Silas, and Gage's girlfriend. He describes the first party as normal, and then they left for the second party, which is the party where the incident occurred. The witness knew Mason. And the others, Preston and Talon, also left the ALA party because they caravanned. Once inside the party, everyone was just standing there. So he and his friend leave to go find some girls. And when they come back, they notice their group is leaving. The witness said he and someone else didn't know what was happening at the time. He said that they are walking out, the group wearing suits. They were singing, na 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 na, hey, goodbye, as they were following the other group out. They said that he didn't know if they were beefing or if there was about to be a fight. Jacob Meisner's involvement. As they walked out to the road, the exchange started. The person said he witnessed this kid named Jacob Meisner, went up to some kid and threw the first punch, hitting the kid in the back of the head. The witness described the kid who Jacob punched as a Mexican kid. It was not something. About 2 seconds later, someone was walking to the right of the Mexican kid. Talon Renner's involvement. This is when Talon Renner punched him in the side of the head from behind, and the kid got immediately knocked out. The witness said a little bit later in his interview that Talon Renner punched the right side of that person's face. The witness said he didn't see if the person went down right away because everybody was running. The witness said, I guess it wasn't really a fight. I guess it was really a beating. The person said he began to run away. He said he didn't physically witness the following, but was informed later that they were kicking him on the ground and stomping on him. The witness said he knew it was Preston and someone else who was kicking him, but he was told that there was a bunch more people than that while kicking him on the ground. I asked the witness who told him that Preston was getting kicked while on the ground. The witness didn't mention. They went to Mansell Carter for 5 to 10 minutes, and after the assault, the witness stated that the incident he left with Mason Jostin and went to a different party. The witness stated while at the party he sees Preston. He describes Cheston looking super scared. The witness asked him if he was all right, and Preston said, we were just kicking him, and that was the last one to kick him, and that he was the last one to kick him while he was on the ground. The witness said after the party he wanted Mason to take him home. However, the witness is the one who took him home along with Preston. While at where Owen Hines told someone he felt terrible and that he told them not to kick them in the head. The witness said, Owen said, I only kicked him in the stomach. Okay, here's the Snapchat accounts that were provided. And let's see here. On Wednesday, 11:15, Anna Earls called the Queen Creek Police Department with information. Anna heard through a third hand from a friend who heard from her friend that the family of one of the suspects had sought legal counsel and may potentially be fleeing the area. Anna was reluctant to give me her friend's contact information, so I encouraged her to have her friend call the police directly with any information. Okay, so let's see. Anna stated that her friend showed her the Facebook profile of the mother of a suspect. The name of the profile was Becky Acker Renner. Possible RMS return for that name came back to Rebecca Renner. On 10/31/23, someone contacted me and reported a male subject by the name of Talon wrote in a group that he effed a kid up at the party who later died. The reporting person said that he was not at work when someone added him to a group chat. The person said that he read the comment and did not think anything of it. The person said after work he checked his phone and observed that everyone left the group chat. And he said that he later found out that the incident and wanted to report what he observed. He said he used to hang out with the gang who calls themselves the Gilbert Goons. He said he stopped hanging out with them because all they want to do is cause trouble. He said he would contact me if he gets any information. All information was reported to the CID, no further information. Okay, on Wednesday, Stephanie Arnold and her husband, Edward Medina, called the Queen Creek Police Department with a tip. Stephanie stated that she's a driving instructor in the East Valley and, as such, is frequently around teenagers from the area. She states that numerous students of hers have heard about a group called the Gilbert Goonies and that they're responsible for Preston Lord's demise. Upon hearing of the particulars of this case on the news, Edward Medina was reminded of an incident at his former place of employment, which may include the same perpetrators. Okay, sometime between April and June, while working at the Fry's supermarket, a group of approximately 6 teenagers assaulted an employee who was known to Edward only as, and it's redacted, neither Stephanie or Edward had any other specifics or first-hand information, nor did Edward witness the alleged assault. Okay, this is the next thing now that reporting person Catherine Katie Layton prefers Katie, referenced as Katie in this report. The reporting person's daughter is the source of information, and it's information related to someone and Talon. The reporting person is Kate Layton. The reporting person's daughter attends ALA Gilbert North Campus. The reporting person does not want her daughter to be involved, but she wanted to report that Talon admitted to being involved. The reporting person's daughter knows a Talon Renner who was at the party with someone, with Preston Lord, the deceased. Talon's girlfriend is redacted, and someone showed the reporting person's daughter a Snapchat from Talon to someone admitting the following: that Talon was drunk, that Talon just killed someone, and Talon told someone that he was too strong. I called Katie and left a voicemail. I sent Katie a text message to let me know when she would be available to talk. I spoke to Katie on the phone during the conversation. Katie's daughter also spoke to me on the phone. Katie's daughter is in the 12th grade at ALA. Okay, she started attending ALA school this year, 2023 to 2024. Last year she attended Highland. The girl's history and her connections to this investigation are provided by Katie. Let's see. She said that, I guess this is, someone has a history of using drugs, having sex, and shoplifting. Katie and her husband sent Kesa to a therapeutic boarding school, Diamond Ranch Academy, located in St. George, Utah. Talon Renner, currently an 11th grade student at ALA Gilbert North, also attended Diamond Ranch Academy. Hey, look at that. So, a therapeutic boarding school in St. George, Utah, right? Talon Renner was also there. Look at that. Katie and her husband sent Kessa. Kessa must be the daughter. She went. So the daughter has a history of using drugs and having sex and shoplifting. Katie and her husband sent Kessa to the therapeutic boarding school, Diamond Ranch Academy. Talon Renner, currently an 11th grade student at ALA, also attended Diamond Ranch Academy during the same time that Kessa was there. The person does not normally talk to Talon, but one time at ALA, he talked to her and asked if she was at that therapeutic boarding school, which upset her because she did not want to think about her time at that school. Okay, so someone and someone, Talon's girlfriend, 11th grade, are both in Algebra 2, third hour with Miss Krista. Someone is Talon Renner's girlfriend, and Talon went to homecoming this year with someone. The mom works at CVS. The mom purchases alcohol for someone. That person sits in the front of the classroom and currently sits to the left. Oh my gosh, doesn't matter about where they sit. Saturday, 10/28, went to a party near ALA, Queen Creek, not the party where Preston Lord was killed with her boyfriend. The person graduated from Pima High School in 2023. The person saw someone and someone at the ALA costume party and hung out with them because they did not know many people at the party. Okay, someone dressed up as a cop with a blue shirt and a black skirt. Someone dressed up as Alice in Wonderland with a blue plaid Alice in Wonderland skirt. Someone dressed up as a nurse who wore a white dress nurse costume outfit. Someone drives a small gray car, possibly a Nissan, possibly drove, who does not have a license. Someone saw Talon at the party, and she said to two people to come with me to talk to Talon because I'm scared. The two people and her talked to Talon for about a minute. Talon said, "I'm so effed up." Then they could not really tell if Talon was drunk. He seemed quiet, which is normal for Talon. He does not talk much. The ALA party was a costume party. Talon was wearing all black. She could not remember what Talon dressed up as that evening, but she said that Talon wore a black blazer and black jeans. Talon was there for other males. Let me see here. And did not recognize them. Talon was with three other males. And she did not recognize them. The other males with Talon were white males with a medium build, and they were dressed up like Talon in black suits, but they did not have ties. Someone and her boyfriend left the ALA party around 9 p.m. Everyone left the ALA party around 10 p.m. because the cops showed up. During the second period, the second day of school after the party where Preston Lord was killed, someone shared to someone that told them that Talon sent messages to someone the night of the party admitting that he killed someone. Okay. During that time period, 10/30/2023, someone asked someone about what someone told her about Talon texting saying that he killed someone. Talon texted to someone the night of the party. Talon said he was so drunk. Talon was swinging on everyone. Talon got to that one kid. His friends jumped in. They were stomping on his head. Talon told someone, "I'm just too strong, I guess." Someone told me she did not want to go to the second party where Preston was killed. Someone told me that she and two other people did not attend the second party. Someone told someone that she was lying to the cops because she did not want Talon to get into trouble. Later, someone heard that someone in 11th grade at ALA asked someone, "Don't you want that reward though?" They were referring to the cash reward that was offered for the information related to this case. Someone responded to yeah, and I just want to say that her cousin actually has a video of what happened with Talon and someone else, and that someone did not have any information related to someone's cousin. Talon blocked someone on her text messages. Talon unblocked someone from Snapchat. Someone was present for a related conversation between Talon and someone else in the hallway between the third and fourth period. Someone asked Talon why he blocked her. Talon told her that he blocked her because the police took his phone. Two people told that Talon did not want police investigators to see the messages he sent to her. Someone showed someone the text messages on so-and-so's phone. Talon did not want a relationship because his life was about to get ruined. Talon is not trying to have a relationship, and Talon said she was just here for him. Around 1 week ago, Let's see. Someone told someone at school that investigators took someone's phone. About 2 days ago, someone told that the phone was returned to her. Let's see. Talon drives his mom's fancy gray SUV because he crashed his other car the night of the ALA Gilbert North homecoming dance. Okay, so he wrecked his car, right? All right. Someone told that Talon was rage driving. Talon ignored someone all night, so that person started dancing with a special needs kid. Talon became upset that she was dancing with someone else. Talon left the dance and crashed his car right outside of the school. Okay, they said he's on steroids too. The initial interview was recorded and uploaded to evidence.com. Okay. This is Deanna Kuhn, and then she assisted with the SWAT. Okay, so let's see. I stood by until I was notified about the SWAT that we'd be assisting CIU on a warrant service. Okay, so she goes there with the armored van. As part of the SWAT, we traveled to the residence. After the residents were contacted by phone, they willingly came out. As part of the SWAT, I assisted in ensuring no unknown subjects will be mailed in the residence after turning the home over to CIU for their evidence search and collection. The armored van was driven to a residence. The residence, one adult female and one juvenile male, exited the residence. I checked the adult female for weapons before the residents were turned over to the CIU detectives. As part of the SWAT, I assisted in searching the residence for additional individuals, and the residence was turned over to CIU. On Monday, 11/13, SWAT assisted another search warrant. Okay, they checked for weapons. They were advised she still had 2 female juveniles inside the house. Upon request, the adult female went back into her house to get the children. The adult female and the 2 female juveniles then exited. I checked them all for weapons before turning them over to the CIU. As part of the SWAT, I assisted in serving the residence for additional individuals. The house was then turned over to the CIU. Okay, on Tuesday at approximately 13:04, I received information of another SWAT there. Let's say there she would be assisting the residence that was turned over. They willingly exited the house. There's nothing there. Okay, interview with Gage Garrison. This is a summary of the Gage Garrison, not verbatim. Okay, so Gage said he was there but did not see what happened. Gage said when he arrived at the party, he saw several subjects running for an unknown reason. Gage said he wasn't running, but he got back in his girlfriend's vehicle and went home. He started to get the boy to his residence at about 2200 hours. Gage said that he went to the party with his girlfriend, who was driving them in her white BMW. Gage said someone picked him up at about 2000 hours from his residence. They went to the nearby gas station and got food. Gage said they first went to the party that was held in a large backyard which had a DJ and a stage, identified as the ALA party located at redacted. Oh, I got to. Okay. Someone said he was the only one at the party for about 30 minutes. I asked him if he saw any fights or anyone he knew at the party. Gage said he saw something who he used to be friends with, but because issues, let's see, that he saw he was with someone for the duration of the party. Then they went to the second party, located at East Via del Rancho and 194th 4th Street. I asked Gage if he was with anyone else, and he initially said no, and that he was only with someone. I asked Gage if he remembered what he was wearing that night, and asked if he was wearing a costume, and he said yeah. He said he wore a pair of black jeans, but couldn't provide further details. Gage said he was unsure if he was wearing a hoodie or not, and said he may have been wearing Jordan's tennis shoes, and he checked his cell records for photographs, but he did not locate any that he showed detectives. Gage provided his Snapchat account. Gage said he had gotten to the second party at about 2100 hours, and he got home around 2150 hours. Gage said they got back to his residence and along with someone and stayed for the remainder of the night. I asked him if that person had given anyone else a ride to or from the party. He said he saw someone at the gas station near Hiley Road and Pecos Road who asked them for a ride to the first party. I asked George if he was alone. He said he didn't remember if anyone was with him. While at the first party, Gage stayed with someone and her friends. I asked him what happened to someone. He said he didn't know. Someone rode with Gage and someone else to the party, but hold on a minute, to the party. All right, let me get a drink here. I need a drink to let me end this poll here. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or any insight that you want to? You can put it in the chat now. I've got to get another drink here. Hang on. Feel free. When they Okay, Gage Garrison. I want to see about Gage Garrison here. Okay, Gage Garrison. He has a little bit. Just here, let me see. Here's his indictment. And it says that, so Gage Garrison, aggravated assault, a class 3 felony. Aggravated assault, a class 6 felony. The grand jurors of Maricopa County accuse Kyler Matthew Renner, Gage Silas Garrison, and Jack J. Woods on February 2nd, 2024, charging that in Maricopa County that Jack J. Woods, on or about December 3rd, 2022, see, this is back in 2022, using brass knuckles, a deadly weapon, or a dangerous instrument, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly, did cause a physical injury to Hector Armando Villa Hernandez. The state further alleges that the offense charged in this count is a dangerous felony because the offense involved the discharge, use, or threatening exhibition of a brass knuckles, a deadly weapon, or a dangerous instrument. Kyler, then this is, Kyler Matthew Renner is Talon's brother. Gage Silas Garrison and Jack J. Woods, on or about December 3rd, 2022, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly did cause physical injury to Hector Armando Hernandez Villa, while his capacity to resist was substantially impaired. So they were involved in something back in 2022. And it was in something else as well, this Gage Garrison. Let me see here. Yeah, because Gage Garrison and Cody Costores are facing felony charges for their alleged involvement in an assault reported at a residence near Hiley and Elliott Roads on December 17th of 2022. So this is not just one bad night, one bad incident, one bad decision. This is multiple things that this one right here is involved in, okay? And they got brass knuckles here. These guys' videos capturing the assault allegedly shows that the party crashers restraining the victim as they took turns punching and kicking him. One of the assailants allegedly used brass knuckles to hurt the juvenile. The suspects then fled after other party guests attempted to stop the assault. The victim told investigators he was targeted by the suspects because he had stood up for a friend in school. Wow. So let's go over here now. Well, at the first party, Gage stayed with someone and her friends. I asked him what happened to her. He said he didn't know. She rode with Gage and someone to the second party, but did not give someone a ride after, as he and someone wanted to go home. Gage could not provide me with a description of what these two were wearing. Detective Lyons asked Gage a second time if him and someone else had dressed in costumes. He said no. Gage said they were dressed in normal clothes. I asked Gage how close of friends he considered someone. He mentioned being friends with him for several years now. I asked Gage to tell me about his encounter while at the second party. He said they got there and they were approached by a cop who told someone she looked cold. Gage remembered he had his sweats inside a vehicle, and so he went back to the car and put on his sweatpants. Then they walked to the driveway where he described some type of RV garage where the party was actually being held. Gage continued to the left side near a casita where he met with his friend. Gage said someone then told him she was bored and she was ready to sleep, so they ended up leaving. While they walked to their vehicle, Gage said he saw everyone running, to include someone. Gage showed Detective Lyons where they parked using Google Maps. He mentioned the corner of Via del Palo and 194th Street, referred to the supplement. I asked Gage if he recalls any vehicles that would have been parked close to that vehicle. He said no. I asked Gage if he was made aware of all the chatter involving this case off of social media. He said yes. Gage stated he used to be friends with some of the suspects people were accusing for Taylor Lord's death, but stopped due to this incident. Gage said he said one of the guys at the parties mentioned Talon Renner and Jake Meisner. He did not recall what they were wearing. Gage provided me with his telephone number. I asked him if someone was friends with any of the suspects involved in this case. He said no. Someone does not like Gage to hang out with them as they area known to smoke and drink, but Gage at one point did hang out with them. I met with someone's father, Robert Amaryllis, who met us at Gage's residence. I asked someone to tell me what happened on Saturday, 10/28. This is a summary of our conversation, not verbatim. This witness said she was at the hospital with her sister who underwent surgery. Once she left the hospital, she went home, got dressed, picked up Gage at his residence, and about 2,000 hours, this witness said that they went to the gas station and got food. This witness said they both went to two separate parties, one which she described as the Allah party, then to the second party. After the second party, this witness said they went back to Gage's house. This witness said that after the second party, they went back to Gage's house. And this witness said she was driving her white BMW and picked up Gage at about 20:15. I asked her what she was wearing that night. She described black shorts and a black shirt that covered her stomach. She said that they went to the Shell located on S. Hiley Road, Pecos Road, and then to the first party. She described was on the large backyard acre party with a lot of people that were dressed up in costumes. She also described the DJ booth area and described it as the Mormon party and said there was no alcohol being distributed to the juveniles. The Mormon party. Okay. More, let's see, let me get to, I don't have you guys on my feed here. Hold on. Hold on, I'm trying to find the, you guys. Hang on, I gotta stop pressing buttons. I'm here. I keep losing you guys. I don't know what is going on. I'm trying to get back to the live chat. So, this Gage character, he was involved with a lot of stuff prior to this, okay? He was already in a lot of trouble. And they're part of these goons. They go around with brass knuckles. And they go around assaulting people just for fun. Or, like that guy said, because he stuck up for somebody in school. And that's a reason to go hit somebody with brass knuckles, right? Okay, so let's go over here now. So now this is the person he was with, right? She's over there, the Mormon party. I asked the person if, while at the first party, she witnessed any fights or issues, and she said no. She said she met with her friends, and Gage stayed with her. I asked the person if she saw Gage talk to any friends. She said she did not know and was not paying attention. She said they were at the first party about 30 minutes, and then she said she drove them to the second party in Queen Creek and did not know anyone there. She said she was in the corner of the party talking to a random girl, unknown name, when she heard someone say, "Run!" and several kids running. At that point, she began running to her vehicle. She said she did not know why people were running, but said many of the people who were in the backyard were exiting the front of the house. This person described as the female she was speaking with as a white girl, the same height as her and blonde hair. She said she believed that Gage was wearing normal clothes. I asked her about the possibility of putting on Gage's sweatpants at some point. She said, "Oh yeah," and said When they got to the party, she said she was cold, and she put on Gage's black sweatpants. Detective Lyons asked someone again about the possibility of giving anyone a ride, and she said she then remembered giving someone a ride to the second party. She identified the subject as someone and said it was a short kid. She said that she forgot she had given him a ride to the second party. She said someone had asked for a ride from the first party to the second party, but did not take him home after leaving the party where the incident occurred. She said she did not witness any fights and left the scene prior to any police or ambulances arriving. She showed Detective Lyons where she parked by using Google Maps. Refer to the supplement. And there's an interview. I assisted Detective Lyons with interviewing someone else here. This is a summary of the interview, but not verbatim. The person said she was with someone and someone else the night of the party. She said they were all wearing black with black skull makeup on their faces. She mentioned all three of them were wearing skirts, and she said that one of them was driving her Highlander, which was parked on scene at someone's house. She said that they got to the party but stayed in the vehicle contemplating getting down due to not liking their face makeup. She said they all got to the party location 21:30 hours, and she said they didn't make it to the actual party. She said they were walking towards the party when an unknown subject blew a loud blowhorn in her ear. At this time, per people were already leaving the party and appeared normal. She said she did not notice anything out of the ordinary. As they were walking, she saw TK and them, who she described as Taylor Sherman. She said she was trying to hide from Taylor Sherman because of her makeup, but Taylor said her name, I see you. She clarified and stated that she saw Taylor prior to getting the air horn in her ear and leaving. She described seeing Taylor at the end of the street, a short distance away from the actual party house. I asked her what her relationship was to Taylor, and she denied ever dating him, but did mention Taylor asking her to date him in the past. She considered Taylor a friend, but did date him for 2 days sometime last year in January. She met Taylor on TikTok and began talking through the app. She said she's dating someone else now and does not speak to Taylor on a regular basis. She said she saw Taylor with his friends near a stop sign down the street away from the party. She then mentioned knowing and seeing that D-Money was knocked out. That D-Money was knocked out on the floor, and they tried to get him up. Then she said she saw a kid on the floor and an older lady trying to get him up. She said D-Money is black and was possibly wearing all black. She was asked how she knew of D-Money, and she said he is TK's friend and knows people call him D-Money. She said Taylor and some other guys took off D-Money's shoes due to them being expensive shoes and walked him back to their car. D-Money has been positively identified as Dominic Turner. She said she was pretty sure they all left. She walked back to the vehicle and went to In-N-Out in Gilbert. I asked her to describe the subjects who helped Dominic up from off the ground, and she said it was Taylor and possibly Talon, unknown last name, that was wearing a prince gown. She described the gown to be fur, like a Dalmatian pattern. She said they took Dominic back to Taylor's Camaro, where they put him inside and left. She mentioned that Taylor was upset and began ripping off his suit and costume, throwing the items in the trunk due to being afraid for Dominic. Lauren said she did not see who threw a punch and did not know how someone or Dominic ended up on the ground. I asked her what Taylor was wearing. She said a suit. She said she didn't have photographs of that night, but she had a photograph of her and two friends she spent the night with. She provided the photograph of them while at the party and confirmed that Taylor had told her that he had been at that ALA party prior to her arrival and had told her when he left. She said she did interact with Taylor while at the first party, which was above the address, and he remembered that Taylor had taken her to his group of friends that were standing by a wall. She said she got to the first party at about 20-30 hours. She met with her cheer friends and confirmed seeing Taylor with a large group of males. She said hi to them and mentioned Tresty, who is identified as Treston Billy, being with Taylor. She said there was about 10 males with Taylor and Treston. She mentioned speaking with Taylor after the party. She did not end up meeting back with Taylor and was told that he went to other parties at unknown what locations. She allowed Detective Lyons to go through her cell phone. She did admit to deleting Taylor's messages due to not wanting her boyfriend to see them. In reviewing conversations between Taylor and her, there was discussion about the incident and about Taylor feeling like he will be in trouble for driving Talon the night of the incident. She also mentioned that a female by the name of Redacted is known to hang out with their group. Well, when I asked who was in the group, she said Gage, someone, Taylor, Treston, Mason, Hines, and someone else. I asked what Taylor has mentioned to her about what he knows, and she said he told her that this kid died because of my friends. She said she had been sent a video of everyone that was at the location of the incident after at another kid's house. She said the video was of them rapping and two subjects dressed the same, and they rapped about killing someone. I asked her if she knew who this was, and she said no, due to there being two subjects dressed alike. I asked her if she recalled yelling Taylor's name as it was heard on video, and she said yes. She said she called out to Taylor, but he did not hear her. She confirmed that Taylor's friends are known to fight and had recently tried to fight her new boyfriend. Tyler, unknown last name, she knows they call themselves the Gilbert Goons. And they were all at the party minus someone who was at the sand dunes. She said she knew Talon was there that night, but doesn't know him personally. On 11/24/23, I spoke with someone, and while her father, Kevin Floyd, stood by, and this is a summary of our conversation, she said she was with so-and-so and so-and-so the night of 10/28, driving her black Toyota Highlander. She said they went to a party the night of 10/28. Let me see. They went to a party about 5 minutes away from the party where the kid died near ALA. They got to the party and they saw people dancing and in costumes. She described her outfit to be a black skirt, a white shirt, and a leather jacket with skull makeup. She said nothing crazy happened while at the party, but then they went to the second party at 2100 hours, and she said while at that party, they parked on the corner of the street, and she said they stayed in her car for 15 to 20 minutes. They eventually decided to walk towards the party, which she also said they didn't make it to the party. While they were walking towards the party, she remembers hearing a loud air horn and turning back around to her vehicle. At that time, they see TK's group and D-Money knocked out on the floor. She said Talon Renner, Taylor Sherman, and Treston were also with D-Money. After Dominic got up, Taylor took him to his car, where she described as a black sports vehicle. She mentioned seeing TK, Treston, Gage Silas, and other people she said they hung out with as a group of kids before, and they are known as the Gilbert Goons. She said she hears this group are known to jump people. They were also at the first party. and they saw Preston in a black truck in the front passenger seat after Dominic was knocked out. She did not see someone on the ground and did not witness any of the altercations that occurred that night. I assisted Detective Iribe with interviewing someone else, further canvass, and the search warrant for the Dominic Turner, the D Money residence. Okay, so they got a search warrant for that residence, as well as his cell phone, and the SWAT assisted again with clearing that residence. The warrant was executed at 17:34 hours, and entry photographs were taken by Detective Iribe. Detective Iribe and I searched the first bedroom located on the east side of the residence, which was identified to be Dominic's room from the information provided by his mother. I assisted with searching the bedroom and located a pair of black Balenciaga tennis shoes, which Detective J. Iribe confirmed to be the ones Dominic was wearing the night of the incident. The shoes were photographed and collected at about 17:37 hours. I continued the search and located a loaded handgun on the bed, which was inside a black holster. A gun case was located under the bed as well, with a spent casing inside of it. The items were photographed and turned over to Dominic's parents after the search warrant was completed. I assisted with searching the common areas of the residence to include the guest bathroom, the kitchen, laundry room, and garage. No other items of evidentiary value were located. Detective Lines assisted with logging and collecting of the evidence found inside the residence. At approximately 18:06 hours, exit photographs were completed and detectives cleared from the scene shortly after. Search warrant for Gage Garrison's cell phone. I provided a copy of the search warrant for Gage's cell phone, which was provided to Detective J. Iribe. Okay, interview is someone here. It says, this is on 11/29. Detective Warskow and I interviewed someone for a secondary interview. This interview was held in a private room at Perry High School. Following's a summary. The person stated he was at someone's house during around 1700 hours with Mason, Gage, Treston, Owen, and 3 others. During the first interview, he did not mention Gage. He was asked why Gage was not mentioned in the first interview, and he said he forgot Gage was there. He confirmed that Gage was wearing a black suit with a red tie, and they were all at this person's house for approximately 3 hours, and D Money showed up to the house right before they left for the parties. However, this person stated he does not know D Money very well, so he really didn't talk to him. This person described D Money to be wearing a black ski mask, a black hoodie, and black baggy pants. This person stated that he remembered riding in Mason's Nissan Frontier to a party in Sayville, an unknown address that was small, and then to the first party that was in Queen Creek. He described the first party in Queen Creek to be 1.5 miles away from the party where the assault happened. They were all at the first Queen Creek party for approximately 30 to 45 minutes, and then they went to the second party in Queen Creek. When they arrived at the second party, they all went into the party together. They were hanging out in the backyard when he noticed a group of males huddling around each other. He could not provide detectives with exactly what was happening, but stated that it appeared that Treston and a Mexican kid in a Celtics jersey were talking crap to each other. He said he was too far back and could not hear anything. However, he later learned that someone was the one who called Treston over to the huddle as that one was with the problem. He noticed that the very large huddle started to leave the house, to include his friends. He stated that he observed someone and his group of friends walking out, being followed by someone and someone else's friend group. He identified the person due to the news media and did not know him prior to the incident. He also stated that someone and the people he was seen with were all wearing jerseys, so he believed the Mexican kid in the Celtics jersey was with someone's friend group. He stated that he was behind the entire crowd as they were leaving the party. However, as they were leaving, he witnessed D-Money rip a chain off of the Hispanic kid in the Celtics jersey and then run off northbound on South 194th Street. He stated the crowd was already on South 194th Street when D-Money ripped the chain off the Hispanic kid, chased D-Money, and that everyone else started running, following the Hispanic kid and D-Money, and then turned into a large mob. This person stated he was too far away and did not see the assault take place, and he denied being involved in any fight as he does not consider himself a fighter. Furthermore, he stated that he has never been in a physical fight before. This person continued to walk northbound on South 194th Street. As he approached East Via del Rancho Road, he heard someone yelling, "He's out!" and saw everyone running in a different direction. He believes he saw Preston's body on the ground as he saw a shadow of someone laying on the ground, and he remembered seeing Talon Renner, D-Money, and Owen running away from the area where Preston Lord was assaulted. He then saw someone and Mason on northeast corner of South 194th Street and East Via del Rancho running towards Mason's truck, so this person started to run also. And when they got to Mason's truck, Treston approached them and said that he had gotten into a fight and had hit that kid. This person could not recall exactly what Treston had said, but stated it was clear that he had hit that kid because Treston mentioned something about a kid being on the ground. Talon Renner also approached them at the truck and told them that he had hit the kid too. Treston and Talon then left. Someone remembers being with Mason and two other people during this conversation. Then they all left and went to another party. Someone did not know where Gage or someone was during the assault. He stated that when he got to Mason's truck, he saw Gage in someone's vehicle, and as for someone, he could not remember where he was at any given time. They ended up their night at someone's house. Someone stated there was no further talk about the fight that night, and when asked if there were any jokes made that night about the fight while at the house, someone said there wasn't any that he heard or recalled. Detective Warsko told someone that there was surveillance of them talking about it while at the residence, and then they asked if he was referring to the video of where they mentioned a closed casket. I told him that was one of the clips we received, and they stated he did not know what that was about, but was told by someone's mom, Lori, that the clip was from prior to leaving for the parties. He was unable to verify at what point that comment was made and who it was in reference to. When asked if someone had heard about the other fights happening that night, stated that he had heard from Jake Meisner that D-Money had gotten knocked out. Someone had learned that after the fight with someone, Jake, Talon, D-Money, and TK had stayed back and got into another fight, which is when D-Money was knocked out. Someone did not have any further details on D-Money getting assaulted. Someone was asked if anyone had asked about him to delete photographs or messages from the night of the assault. Someone stated that Treston had asked everyone to delete everything from that night. I then inquired further on the social studies group chat or Snapchat and asked why that was deleted, and people left the group. Someone stated it was because of the incident. When asked if there was anything in the chat about that incident that was deleted, someone stated TK, who was identified as Taylor Sherman, had sent a video of someone on the ground and then deleted it. No one talked in that group chat the next day, and then the following day people started to leave the group. So did too. Detective Warskow served a search warrant to retrieve the cell phone information. Detective Warskow and I explained the warrant was only to seize the cell phone and not to search the contents of the phone until a second warrant was granted. We then asked him if he would give us consent to go through the contents of the phone, which would possibly expedite the process of returning his cell phone to him. This person agreed and stated that he did not have anything to hide and signed the Queen Creek PD consent to search the smartphone, which had been attached to the Axon evidence. On 11/29, the cell phone was given to Detective Truick to complete the forensic exam on the phone. The exam was completed. The cell phone was returned on 11/20. That doesn't even make sense, 11/29. And how could it be returned on 11/20? That's got to be 12/20. I resumed something cell phone from Detective Trawick and took custody of the item, which was released to someone for and provided with the property receipt. On 11/29, at approximately 12:39 hours, Detective Warsko and I interviewed someone else. The interview was held in a private room of Desert Ridge High School. The following is a summary. Okay, this person stated that night at his friend started the night at his friend Devin's house. Devin dressed up like the military, and he dressed up as a prisoner. They got an Uber to the party house. They arrived at the house 2100 to 2130 hours. When they got to the party, they met up with their friend, who was also dressed up as a prisoner, and someone else, unknown what she was wearing. They hung out at the house for a bit before everyone got kicked out. Initially, he and Devin did not have a ride, so they hung out in front of the party house. Then Devin's little brother, unknown name, or what he was dressed up at, was at the party and drove a gray Tacoma. He and Devin got a ride with Devin's little brother. He stated Devin's little brother was parked on South 193rd Street, and they had walked on westbound East Vista via Del Oro, and then northbound on South 193rd Street to get Devin's little brother's vehicle. He stated he never saw any kind of altercation and never walked any further north on South 194th Street than the party house. Well, at the party, he did see Mason, Justin, Tristan, Billy, Jake Meisner, and others who were known to hang out in the group in the backyard of the house. He stated that there was about 15 of them, but that they were just hanging out with themselves in a corner. He only recalled seeing them in the backyard and never again that night. When asked if he had a photograph from that night to show what they were wearing, he showed a photograph of something, and Devin and himself from a different night, but stated the outfit he was wearing was the same outfit from the party night. I asked someone if someone was at the party, and they said he was not there. The photograph was uploaded to Axon evidence. When asked if he saw or had any videos from that night, that person stated that he was in the group chat called Social Studies, and Taylor Sherman sent a video of someone getting dragged, a video already obtained by police. He stated Taylor sent the video in that moment as it was happening, and stated that he did not know if there was further talk or videos because he didn't check the snap messages, and then the next day everything was deleted and people were leaving the group. When asked what he heard about the assault, he stated that he had messages, Jake Meisner on Snapchat asking him what happened, and Jake Meisner told him that Talon Renner was the one who punched him, meaning something. Stated the messages were no longer available as they delete automatically. This person then mentioned that about 2 weeks ago he was at a small get-together. Mason Justin was there, and so was someone else. Mason Justin confronted someone for snitching on him, and then Mason told that person that he had killed someone and that he did not want to be the next one. He then provided the following information, some Snapchat handles for the names provided. Second interview is someone here. I came into contact with someone, Father Robert, who advised that someone had provided him with additional information involving going to someone's house the night of the incident. Robert advised someone that had also admitted to him that Gage was in fact dressed up in a suit-style costume on the day of the incident, although she had said he was not during the first interview. Robert advised that someone described Gage to have been wearing a black vest and black pants. I asked Robert if we could schedule a day so I could speak with someone again to get further as to why she was not completely honest during our first conversation. He agreed. On 11/29 at approximately 1500 hours, I met with someone and her father, Robert, at their residence. This is a summary of our conversation. She said she picked up Gage, got gas, and went to someone's house. She said that they were only there for a few minutes, it felt like, and she spent her time there in the kitchen. She stated the boys were hanging out in the garage and they were taking pictures of their costumes. She said she was only made aware of them taking photographs because Preston had posted some of the photos on social media. She said she was with a couple of girls while at there who she knew from middle school. Once they left, two people asked her if they could catch a ride with her and Gage, and she agreed. She said they went to the ALA party in Queen Creek, and she met up with her friends, and said that Gage was with her the majority of the time. She said Gage's friends were seen talking to a subject known as D-Money near the corner of the backyard. Okay. She said Gage's friends were and then Mason, Justin, Jake Meisner, D-Money, Tristan, Billy, Talon Renner, and possibly another male. And she said she does not know Talon very well, but they went to school together freshman year and knows of him. She said that she knew the guys from the previously hanging out with them, with Gage. She said that she also mentioned a female by the name, redacted, and a second one who she spoke with while at the party at ALA. I asked her what females were at the house. She said she was talking to Caroline and two other girls who were there that she did not personally know per her. The two females were Caroline's friends. I asked her why she initially said that Gage was not wearing a costume, and she said she forgot. She said after speaking with someone, she remembered what Gage was wearing, and Gage's costume was wearing. She was unsure why Gage lied to me when I spoke to him as well. She described Gage's costume to be cheap material, suit-style vest, black with a red bow, and said Gage was also wearing a white circular hat. She also said the boys were wearing the same type of costumes, minus Tristan, who was wearing white. She said Talon did not participate with dressing up while at the house. She said he might have gone home to put on a costume, unknown what. I asked her if she saw anyone drink alcohol while at the house, and she said she said the only one she saw was someone take a sip of something. She said she believed Tristan and someone had ridden with someone else, was driving his mother's white BMW, and that someone rode with Mason, who was driving a gray Nissan truck, and said that Luke rode with her after leaving so-and-so's house. And she said she did not pick up anyone else and drive to the ALA party where they all hung out in the same area in the backyard of the party. And I asked if they saw anyone fight or start any issues, and she recalled Tristan's shoulder checking somebody when they walked in, unknown who. She did not see any other issues while at the ALA party, and once they left, she followed Mason and parked at the second party. She said someone showed up shortly after. They all walked towards the party together, but that when a police officer drove past and told her she looked miserable, she said she was cold, so Gage walked her back to the vehicle and to get Gage's sweatpants. She said Gage began walking toward the party as the rest of the guys had already gone inside. She said that Gage entered the garage at first but didn't see any of his friends. And she said they walked to the backyard where they saw several groups of people and the guys. And she said she was sitting on a rail in the backyard when she saw some kid putting his cell phone in people's faces and saying things. At that time, Tristan told the guy to put the phone down. Someone said a black guy started to get mad because of the person recording them and told them to put their phone down. I asked her who was recording. According to them, she said she was told the recording was to a group, but she didn't physically see who it was. I asked if she knew the black guy, who the black guy was, and she was unsure, but described him to be black and have dreads. She said shortly after that, kids started running from the backyard, to the front of the residence, and so she began to run as well. And she said she was running out. Kids were still in the garage, but she ended up behind the group and ran to her vehicle, where she met up with Gage. She said then that she went to her vehicle and asked for his belongings, which he grabbed from her vehicle and left. I asked if Gage mentioned anything about being in a fight or being assaulted, and she said no. And then she said she went back to Gage's house, where they stayed the remainder of the night. I asked her if she saw any fights while running to her vehicle. She said no. I thanked her for her time and ended our conversation. Oh my goodness, that is going to be it for tonight, I think, on this. I'm going to play the word cookies, and we will, continue on this tomorrow. I may do an afternoon session. I'll see. If you missed the afternoon session today, you should check that out, because I did go through and read this police report for, I don't know, an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you'll want to check that out if you are going through this. But this is word cookies. We do this at the end of the night. Just play the daily puzzle, which we're going to do. I can't believe it's April 5th already. This is crazy. April's already over. What else? Have we got that one? Okay. Now, retire. Retire. Okay. Rain. Entire, all right, entire. Oh, a renter, yeah. Oh, trier. Oh. There's not two R's. Intern. No, there's not another N. Nope. Need another N. Trier, okay. Trainer, no. Enter. Enter. All right, and what else? Terrain, hold on. Uh-oh. I sure hope that. Yay, yay, thank you. All right, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. And thanks for watching tonight. Appreciate that. Everybody take care. Bye-bye now. Love you. God bless. Prayers for all that need them. See you tomorrow.